Hey everybody, Jochen Heiden here. I'm back with the Lodrik versus Heiden campaign, War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. We're playing Scenario 1. This is the 14th of March, 1942, turn 98. Let's see what happens. Hopefully something good. Okay, here we go. March 14th, 1942. Today is day 2 of our carrier expedition in the Bay of Bengal. Alright, Dina got, he grabbed that base in the Philippines. Gets that for free just by being near it. Okay, we're doing night strikes right now. Looks like some of our Hudsons get into Mufate. Unfortunately, don't accomplish much. Okay, that's it for night bombing. Not much to do tonight. Oh, check this out, guys. So these are some heavy cruisers that I detached from the carriers to bombard Port Blair, because I want to hit it again with the aircraft, but I wasn't sure if he was going to move fighters in here, so I wanted to kind of soften it up to make sure there's no aircraft on the ground. Alright, so we'll go ahead and fast forward here and see what we came up with here. I'm hoping we get something. Wow! Look at that! Wow! Look at the... Oh. He did it, guys. He stacked a bunch of aircraft on here. He knew that we were going to hit it again, so he stacked a bunch of zeros, and look what we took out. Oh, yeah. And we got a couple shell hits into the ships, but look at this. 81 zeros. He moved all these zeros to Port Blair in anticipation of our strike, and I read it. Oh, man. How many aircraft does he have in there? He can't... Wow, look at this. Dang! We trashed this place. We trashed it. But this is extremely concerning. How does he have that many zeros on that runway? That it's a size 1 airfield. He's massively overstacked right now. I'm hoping that we disabled the bulk of these, because if any more of these fly when we bomb later today, we're gonna have a lot of aerial opposition. This is not great. Oh, it's great that we hit this many, but how many are left? How can he even fly that? Wow. That's shocking that he put so many aircraft on that island. It can't support that. This is what happens when you overstack. You take heavy casualties to a bombardment. Right? Because the planes are all packed together and we're firing on one small area. You're going to hit more, right? You shouldn't do that. Okay, got some spotting going on here. Alright. Let's see what happens today. Okay, so we're over in China. He's hitting this unit north of here. I don't know really why. Well, he got some good hits out of it. Alright, now the bulk of the attack is going to come to this hex. Heavy cloud, good terrain, low damage. Alright, more of the same. And another raid. Okay, again, he's targeting this unit north of here now. Yeah, look at that. Yikes. And this was a unit that I've been retreating to try to get it out of the fight, to get it rested up, because it's been heavily damaged, but it's taking a lot of casualties getting out of here. it. Yeah, this is clear terrain up here, I think. Well, I don't know what this is, but this unit's getting beat up on their way out. Okay. It's very clear where he's focusing his attention now, right? He really wants to break through here. That's the AM phase. We got a PM phase coming up. If our carriers are going to fly this turn, it'll be now. Whoa. Okay, PBY's hit something at, ooh. Oh. This is going to be rough, guys. 80 Oscars versus 20 P-38s. This is going to be ugly. All right. Let's see what we get here. How are they diving on us? We're at 39,000 feet. All right. I can already tell this is not going to go well. Yeah, yikes. All right, so there's our sweep. I would say that I don't think that went too well. We came in at 39,000 feet. Where was... Oh. I think I see what happened here. All right. We flew in super high. He's super low. We dove down really low to engage them, but then we lost our altitude advantage because there's such a huge delta between the altitudes. I think that's what I'm reading here. For those of you who know this game better, tell me if you can deduce what happened here, but it doesn't look like our raid went that well. Watch, there's going to be like a 3-ship coming in later and they're going to get blasted. Because I sent the whole squadron and that was only 22 of them. There's 3 of them unaccounted for right now. Okay, now he's hitting Henyang out of Canton. Alright, he's really going after Henyang today. Oh, man. There's Lodrik doing his map writing nonsense again. Let's hope these destroyers can do something here. So these are some of our absolute best destroyer hunting destroyers here. They're like sub hunting destroyers. So if anybody's gonna damage a sub, it'll be these guys. Well, now we know he's riding the edge of the map with subs. Because he knows that if you draw a line here, that's where we come on map if we're coming into Colombo. Man, I hate that. That's so gamey to me. There's no rule against it, but I just think it's really... I don't want to say unsportsmanlike, but I just think it's, I don't know. You know a game has to have you come on a map at a certain spot, and you're going to camp it out like that. I think that's just kind of gaming the game up a bit. And Lodrik has done a lot of that this campaign. Alright guys, here we go at Palembang again. Can we hold? Let's find out. Wow! We hold again, man. Ew. We held, but man, we're held on by a shoestring at this point. Let's look at the numbers. He came in with 366. We had 99. Adjusted down 117 to 64. He takes our fort level down to 1. We take a lot of casualties because he's coming at us with tanks. That's why. But we held on for one more day. I'm hoping every day that we hold on here, that much more Palembang will be destroyed when he takes it. Okay, back in China, bombarding in this hex that he's really trying to break through at. A lot of losses, man. I don't think we can sustain this forever. And there's Suva. I don't think we can hold it. But he is coming in with some light units here. So we'll see what we get out of that. Yep, we did hold. Okay. Checked out the numbers too. He started with 280 to 133 and adjust down well into our favor. We lose no fort level. And the casualties are in our favor this time. I like this. Our New Zealand brigade really put up a good fight today. Good stuff. So we hold at Suva. And quite honestly, I think we'll be able to hold for a while because I would never want to attack with less than a 3-to-1 AV advantage just to start. But when you take into consideration the terrain on Suva and all that stuff, it's really against you if you don't come in with even more than this. Like, you want 4 to 5 times that to overcome the terrain and all the other stuff. So it looks like Fiji's going to hold for a little bit, and it's just going to tie him down. All right. So let's see how our Filipinos do today. Not well. They literally just gave up. They're like, you know what? We're good. Ooh, I think I see why. Op mode. I think I had them in rest. Oops. Oh, that's not so good. Oh well. You know what? They didn't figure to last anyway, but I didn't help them at all. Keeping them in rest mode. Yikes. Sorry guys. All right, I'll take back my criticism of the Filipino troops today. I don't think I gave them their best chance of success. All right. Well, I would call this a good turn. I really like what happened at Port Blair. We jacked them up. Interestingly enough, my aircraft did not fly, and I think I know why. Be that as it may, it's time to get the heck out of Dodge. So I'm not going to stick around for a third day there, I don't think. I think we need to what's what I'm looking for? Wow, we're getting a lot of stuff on the map. We need to just be lucky that we got what we got and get out of town. Let's take a look at the turn. Okay, let's see how those P-38s did. I think they killed more than they lost. Let's take a look in there. Wait, what? They didn't fly? What do you mean they didn't fly? The fatigue should be high. They were flying at max range. What? Where are the kills at? This guy had the... These guys have kills. Where's the... Air to air? What do you mean there's no air to air? Where's my air to air kills? The P-38s flew. What the heck? What? Look, yeah. There's kills. They got kills. Alright, so where are the kills at? Where are they at? Let me see. Where's the kills? Where's my fighter sweep at? Wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? The Dauntlesses hit Port Blair. No, they didn't. They didn't fly. What is this? What? Wait, what? CVL Hermes. No, no. Oh, oh no! Wait, this didn't happen. Oh, what the fuck? This didn't happen. We what? Lodrik. What did he do? Man, it's always something, right? So, obviously, you saw the drama. Uh, I think what happened here was a desync, which I've never encountered before, but I've heard about them. So, what is a desync? It's basically when the allied player's combat replay kind of goes off script and goes awry and deviates from what the Japanese player gets. And in these cases, the actual state of the game is what you see right now. It's not what you saw. So whatever Lodrik's combat replay was, that's the actual thing that happened. This only happens to the allied player, from what I can tell. And it makes things very difficult to figure out what actually happened, because let me show you what happens when this occurs. Right, so we have an ops report, right, for example. And this ops report for me is what happened in my combat replay. So, for example, we see that the P-38s flew down to Bangkok and got into a fight, right? Okay, but you look at the actual combat report, no such action occurred. Okay. Now, also, we see in the combat report that my SBDs actually attacked Port Blair and hit 4 ships. But we didn't see that. It didn't happen in the combat replay. So that's why going through the turn is going to be a lot more difficult this time around, because there's my reports aren't valid. Like, I don't know if the SIGINT's valid at all. I know for a fact the ops report is not entirely valid. We can kind of validate some of these things, right? So we can take a look at about Balboa, see the grouper. Let's see if we actually got the grouper there. Well, we came. So some of the stuff is accurate, some is not. So it's just going to be really hard for me to go through this. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to kind of go through these reports line by line with you guys so you can see the differences, because not everything is the same. All right. So, but first let's look at the intel report, which is, again, much different than what I expected to see. So let's look at the aircraft losses. We show 20 A6M20s destroyed on the ground due to our bombardment, because Lodrik overstacked the airfield by trying to... He anticipated our attack, but we blew it up. We lost 2 SBDs to ops, 2 H-81s, which are the Flying Tiger P-40s, to ops. Looks like a Hurricane 2 trop. A lot of ops losses this turn for us. In fact, entirely all ops losses. Nothing was actually shot down. All right, for top pilots, 2 wounded, 1 KIA. Oops, yeah. Let's see if we can recover any of these. Okay, so it looks like this guy, Proctor. Let's see if we get him back to reserve. And this guy, I didn't see he was a Marine, though. Where's old Proctor at? Yep, we're getting him back. And I didn't quite get a good look at the Marine pilot, so... Anyway. There you go. Okay, ship sunk this last turn. Nothing is showing here, so I don't know if anything in Port Blair is actually has sunk or is going to sink. I suspect that it might in the next turn or two, because a lot of those transport ships can't take 1,000-pound bombs and survive them. But we see nothing here showing that anything sunk. All right, So, Army lost points this last turn. We lost 11 points here, or we went up 11 points. And the Japanese went up 4 points. The total point raised for this last turn was 137 points, which brings the Japanese up to 1.576 to 1 ratio. So every turn he's gaining points on us. Every single turn. Alright, so that's that for the intelligence. Let's look at SIGINT right now, and we'll kind of go through it quickly to see if there's anything noteworthy. So again, I've moved away from going through these reports like this right now because it takes too long. But because of the circumstances of the desync that we've got, it makes it a little harder, right? So it looks like Rabal's got some activity, and we see him moving an air defense AA regiment to Rabal as well. And then 133, 158, we've got some sort of radio traffic. We'll take that look at that. 133, 158. It's gonna be, let's see, 133. Right there. There's something there. Who knows what that is coming in and out? It could be a sub. It could be anything. Okay, so this off support is good for a while, but then it deviates at some point. I think anywhere past here is no good as far as actions. Right, obviously no P-38s were written off. And no P-38 pilots were killed because they didn't fly in Lodrik's version, which is the game's version. And in my game, the Japanese captured Bacolod, right? Well, I guess they did in this one too. Let's see, did they? They did. No, they didn't. Look at that. See, there you go. This off support is no good. In my version of events, the Japanese captured Bacolod. In Lodrik's version, which again is the correct version, they did not. So there you go. That's why you have to go through your turn with a fine-tooth comb when you get these desync errors. So we can look at the bottom of the off support. That looks correct. Looks like we have this unit needs to go away today. VMF 112 is getting bigger. Ooh, the Formidable arrives at Cape Town. This is a big deal. We need this carrier. Unfortunately, I don't know how to get it on the map right now because we got Japanese subs riding the edge of the map again, as we've just found out. So we may want to send some of these destroyers to kind of wait at the map edge where the carrier's supposed to come on board. Okay, get the grouper. A couple ACMs, which are mine tenders. This is some random thing from January 8th, okay? Another squadron is in San Francisco. Alright, there we go. That's that. Now, what we need to really look at is this combat report because there's so much stuff on here that we did not see in ours. So, up to this point, it's all accurate, right? So we do know that our destroyers pulled off a fantastic bombardment of Port Blair. Take a look at that. So what I did was I detached the heavy cruisers from here, had them go into Port Blair, and blow it up because I was worried about him having aircraft on the island. And sure enough, he had 80 some odd zeros there. Where's it at? Yeah, look at this. 81 damage zeros. Why would he put so many on there? He overstacked it, pure and simple. He put way too many aircraft on there. And it's really disturbing to me to know that he's got that many zeros that he can just dump on Port Blair. That's a ton of zeros. So if the rest of them are over here at Bangkok, we got problems. That's a lot of zeros to concentrate in one area. Yikes. Alright, continuing on. A lot of these bombing rates here are accurate, right? Most of this stuff is correct. Now, this is something we did not see in ours. In my replay, the Dauntlesses did not fly. They stayed on the carrier. In Lodrik's, or the real one, they actually flew. And then, so our SBDs left the carriers and hit these 4 ships that are now in port. So I'm hoping at least 2 of these will go down. So the Akasia Maru, Akasi-san Maru, and the Sinshu Maru are probably going to sink in port, is my guess. These 2, it's hard to say. I'm not quite sure what a 1,000-pound bomb does to these AKs. And then this is probably the most disturbing thing that happened in the real replay that I did not see. In my game, the Hermes exited the map no problem. In this game, the Hermes got trashed. So Lodrik's playing his gamey little crap again, and he's hanging out on the map edges where he knows we have to come off, right? Or go on. And he parks stupid submarines here, and he happened to catch the Hermes leaving the map. And right now the Hermes is in dire straits. I honestly don't think it's going to survive. The captain is not very good, for 1. There's not a lot of ships in the task force, for 2. And this flotation damage is extreme. I really don't see it making it. We'll talk more about it in a little bit. Okay, so let's get back down to where the Hermes were at. Hermes were at? The Hermes was at. Okay, so obviously we have that. Now, at Palembang, the combat seemed to have gone better in Lodrik's version than in ours. Okay? We took less casualties here than we did in our game, from what I recall. The bombardment at Sion went much better for us in ours than for him. No, let me take that back. We did better in this bombardment than in the one that we saw. So this is actually good for us. Look at all those differences, man. Okay, Suva deliberate attack. We did fantastic, actually. We caused more casualties to him than he did to us. I think that's more or less similar. But we have a lot of stuff going for us, as you can see here. So I think he's going to need to bring more troops to Suva if he wants to take it, because what he's got here is not enough. Which I'm really amazed that Suva's holding on so well. Okay, Bacolod in the Philippines. In our game, we got blown out. In this game, not so much. So there you go. Those are all the differences that I can see right now. Quite a bit changed. So let me talk about desyncs and what that is. So this is something that I've found out through asking around and researching. That's something that happens in this game every now and then. It's called the desync. So basically, the combat replay for the Allies starts to deviate due to some sort of error in the game that's built deep into the code that no one's really been able to figure out, and they go separate ways, right? My replay went hard to the right. Lodrik's went hard to the left. The game goes off the Japanese player always. The Japanese player is always in the driver's seat when it comes to the actual state of the game. So whatever Lodrik saw, whatever Lodrik did is accurate. What I saw was not accurate. I didn't initially understand what was going on here. So my first reaction was to be a little angry, and I'm pessimistic by nature, and I'm not very trusting of people. So the first thing that crossed my mind when I saw these changes was that, what the heck, Lodrik? What are you doing? Are you cheating? Are you changing the file on me? What is this? And after consulting with the experts on my Discord, the guys that have been playing a lot longer, Nomad, Desert Wolf, a couple other guys that have been playing this game for years, they told me, chill out, relax. This is something that happens in this game. And we recommend you press on. Just look at your turn closely and move on. And he said, most times the next turn will get back on track. The replay will sync up with the game. Occasionally it won't, where I'll have to go through another turn where we're going to have a desync that won't match. But now I'm definitely on guard for this, and I'm going to have to really compare what happened every turn to make sure we don't have any more desyncs. But I know that they can happen, and it's not necessarily anything nefarious on Lodrik's part. So if you heard me getting mad at Lodrik earlier, I'm not anymore. He didn't do anything wrong. It's just something that happens. And I guess we've gone almost 100 turns before anything happens, so I should be lucky. right? I should be happy that it's not worse than it is. So that's the desync. Let's get on with the activity here. So Lodrik is still trying his hardest. Oh, hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to take a phone call. It's my daughter's 10th birthday today, and she's with her mother all week, so I wanted to speak to her. Anyway, back to what we're saying. Lodrik is trying desperately to break into this hex here, and he's also bombing these poor guys who are basically almost at their limit. I gotta get these guys out of here because this hex they're on is clear terrain, and they're very heavily subjected to bombing when that's the case. So we're still in the process of balancing the assault value between these two hexes, but one thing I do know is that as long as we keep this thing at around 2,000 assault value, Lodrik will probably never break through here with what he's got up here right now. So, south of Changsha, we have other issues. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but it does appear that Lodrik is trying for another attack. If you take a look at this, he now has 88 units to the southwest of Changsha, and they're either going to try to break through here or break through here. And either way is going to be a shock attack, if I can show you this, because crossing the river here or here is going to be a shock attack. So it does also appear that he's now on the move to Henyang. You see the little arrow right here? He's moving this way. So it looks like Henyang is his next target. I can only hope that we hold here. We have a lot of troops here, but what they're coming across the river with is very strong, and we're on clear terrain, which is not easy to defend. We have supply issues here, and only a level 3 fort. So I don't know if we're going to be able to hold here. And again, if he does break through down here, it's game over for all of these bases, because then I'm flanked and I have to retreat and get out. So if he does manage a breakthrough to any of these bases, it's time to call it, and we're going to have to retreat to another location. It's not looking good in China right now, guys. The Lodrik death stacks are in full effect all over the map. We got one here, 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 and now here, because that's all he knows how to do is just bludgeon his way through stuff. Lodrik does not have the finesse when it comes to the ground combat. He just likes to take death stacks and ram them into things, and keeps ramming them into things until they finally break through. I think he could have beaten us in China months ago if he had actually attempted to maneuver a little bit harder, but this is what he does. So we got to survive it. In Burma, we know he's got a lot of fighters here, and we're definitely calling these guys off now because we saw what happened in the replay. It didn't go too well. In our replay, it didn't look like it was worth it. We lost more aircraft than we wanted to, and we know he's got 80 fighters on cap or more. What's the point, right? Not going to do that. So we'll find another use for these P-38s. We're definitely not going to be sweeping Bangkok unless we have more of them. The rest of our offensive seems to be going fine. We're coming in here to take Chiang Mai. Coming down the road here. I want to take this base too, and then we're going to draw the line right there until we can reinforce and build up what we've got. Then we'll continue pressing down. Obviously, you know what happened at Port Blair. We damaged 4 of these AKs. 2 of them, I think, might actually sink at some point. But we're done at Port Blair for now. We cannot keep hanging out there because the jig is up. He knows we're here. For all I know, he's got surface ships coming up this way. So what we need to do is get the heck out of here. And what I'm going to do is send this task force to meet this task force to provide cover. And when I get there, I will merge some of these guys in to kind of help the Hermes do damage control. I heard that if you have ships in a task force, they help each other fight fires and flooding and everything. So I'm going to try that out. But we're definitely going to send the carriers over this way to make sure that this guy gets as much cover as possible. So here's the Hermes. We talked about it earlier, but the fires are probably going to be fine. The flotation is what I'm concerned about. Now, the system damage is less than 50, so we have a chance to save the ship, maybe, if Lodrik doesn't send more subs after it. Also, I don't know if the flotation damage is going to get worse and worse and worse. And we have a long way to go. So right now, I'm just trying to get it to Adu. Just to get it somewhere that it can not have to worry about sinking. So we'll get it to Adu, get some emergency repairs done, and then we'll send it to Colombo later on, where it can go into the shipyard and get fully repaired. But I give it 50-50 odds that the Hermes survives the next 12 days, because that's how many days it's going to take to get to Adu, because we're moving at 0 hexes at cruise speed because of the amount of damage that it's received. There you go. It's basically being towed. When it says 1, that basically means that it's being towed by other ships because it's completely lost all ability to propel itself. So it's going to take 12 days, each hex, 1 hex per day, to get it back to Adu. And I'm going to send additional forces out there to help it out, just to dissuade Lodrik from bringing in any surface ships to finish it off. So we're going to grab some of these R-class battleships here. Where are they at? I'm probably going to send a couple of these and a couple light cruisers and stuff over to join this task force to keep it afloat. So there you go. Nothing happening here. Oh, we did have another battle at Palembang, and we still are holding on for dear life. Guys are heavily disrupted and fatigued, but we're still hanging in there. So again, looks like Lodrik just came in a little too light, but he's really in no huge rush to take Palembang anyway, right? Does he need it? He needs it eventually, but not at the moment. He should have enough fuel and oil to keep him going for a few more months, so he can be deliberate and take his time taking this base. Over in the Philippines, we saw at Bacolod. We had a battle, but they did not take it. At Darwin, nothing happened. And check this out. I think this is awesome. I was able to evacuate 2 of these aviation regiments, and these are going to be very crucial for me to be used later on in the campaign, because that's a lot of aviation support that they have, right? I can move these guys to Port Moresby, for example, if I want to start increasing my bomber presence here and start bombing Rabaul with more bombers. Right now, we're limited by the amount of aviation support that I have. I really don't have more I can send. So I'm going to probably move some of these guys out this way now. And we were able to get them out of Darwin before it was too late. And since Lodrik seems to be taking a strategic pause here, I kind of want to take the opportunity to move even more stuff out. Like these guys. Let's get them out of here. I'll evacuate what I can out of Port Moresby. We're still struggling to build up Catherine so I can get these aircraft rescued, because they're all disabled and we have no supply to fix them. So I've got some troops packaging up in Perth. If you can see this, I'm sending all these troops via rail to Alice Springs, and from there we're going to march up to Tennant Creek and build up a base here so that we can kind of have some troops ready to check the advance of the Japanese if they want to push south from Darwin. I don't know what Lodrik's plans are, if he just wants to hold Darwin and that's it, or if he plans to move south from here. We did detect this. A 6-ship task force moving through the Timor Sea towards Darwin. I do intend to intercept these next turn, either with aircraft here or with these subs. So hopefully the subs can get into position to attack, and maybe we can sink some of these stuff. But this appears to be a reinforcement convoy heading to Darwin. Again, that's Lodrik's MO. He always comes in, with exception to China, he seems to always come in too light, and he has to bring in additional reinforcements. He doesn't bring in enough to start whenever he starts an attack. We've seen it at Darwin. We've seen it at Luganville. And now we see it here at Nadi as well. He's coming way too light each time. And it makes him have to fight multiple battles and bring in more reinforcements every single time. And I think that's a detriment to him, because that exposes him to additional risk. Having to move more ships, more stuff every time. If he just come in force the first time, he wouldn't have to risk this convoy making the run, because I don't see any carrier support for these guys. Anyway, that's what's up at Darwin. Coming around the corner here, we already talked about Perth and what I'm doing with those. Here's the Queen Elizabeth. I'm moving into Cape Town to start using in between, what's it called? East USA and Cape Town, because it can go 18 hexes a day without any issue. And good luck intercepting this, Lodrik. Even if he's got ships and stuff out here, this thing goes so fast at a cruise speed, they have to burn so much fuel to catch up to it that I don't even think they would try. So we should be able to get the Queen Elizabeth off the map pretty safely to Cape Town. And the other reason I'm doing that is twofold. One, I need it to be moving stuff between East USA and Cape Town. And two, this ship actually has to come off map here pretty soon. Let me show you this. Let's see. Ship withdrawal. Okay. We have 35 more days with the Queen Elizabeth before it's no longer in play for us. So it needs to be at a major port to go off map, and Cape Town is definitely one of those. So we should get at least one full run out of the Queen Elizabeth before we have to send it on its way. All right. So this part of Australia is very quiet. All the way up to Port Moresby, nothing's happening. I did call for a strategic pause to my bombing for now, because I want to get these guys all rested up and ready for more renewed assaults, because I think we're just kind of burning our airframes down, and it's not really working out for us. So, and then additionally, I want to start converting some more of these B-17Ds to B-17Es, but I can't do it until these aircraft at Kumak are fixed. You see all these B-17 Ds and Es and the Liberators? It's taking forever to get them repaired, and I can't upgrade units until they're all recombined over at Port Moresby. But that's where I'm going to be focusing my bombing on for the time being, is my B-17s are going to be trying to hit Rabaul relentlessly. Because if we take out Rabaul, it's going to really limit how much Lodrik can support his offensives deeper in the South Pacific, right? Luganville, Nadi, Afate, all these bases that he's taken need supply and fuel, and basically it's either coming from Rabaul or truck, and it's a lot closer from Rabaul. So we know that this is a major logistics hub for him, so we can hammer it down. We can make things a lot harder for him, but I need the bombers there to do it. So we're working on getting them all back over there. Okay, so the last thing I really want to show you guys that I noticed was this carrier task force, which was over here last turn. It's now here. It's now heading southwest. We don't know exactly where he's going, but he's deep in our aviation spotting ranges, right? Well, don't count that. Where's the PBYs here? Look at these guys. Yeah, he's deep in our spotting, right? So we're going to see him going wherever he's going. I'm also going to move a PBY unit over here. Probably this one, once they have their aircraft repaired. Or I can move this one right now. Let's just do that. Moving these guys over here to Lord Howe Island. Okay, looks like all the aircraft made it safely. So now we have nice overlapping naval searches to keep these guys in range anywhere around New Zealand. I don't know where he's going though, but we'll be ready for him regardless. I know where he's not going is Noumea. Recently I have so check this out. I had a bunch of P-40 units that I needed to withdraw. I got political points for them, and you get to keep the airframes and the pilots. So now I have a glut of P-40s, which I did not have before, which is excellent. So what I am doing is I'm converting a couple of the P-40Bs to P-40Es so that I have more P-40Bs in the pool, because I want to top off the rest of these remaining units that operate that aircraft. So we got basically 4 squadrons that are operating P-40Bs, and personally I find them to be superior fighters to the P-40E. So I want to keep them on the inventory for a while, but we don't get any more of those airframes. So by converting 1 or 2 P-40B squadrons to P-40Es, we can plus up our remaining P40Bs and get 25 count squadrons. So that's going to bring our total fighter complement at Noumea over almost up to 200, all said and done. So good luck coming in there. We also got the minefield at the base, right? We have a lot of surface combatants that are going to stay here. So in a pinch, if he does intend to invade Noumea, I'll just put these guys in task force and we're just going to F and go for it. And if they die, they die. But if I lose Noumea, I lose this campaign. That's my opinion. If you look at all the ships that I have here, you look at the cost and points of the base, you look at the units that I have here to include Pacific Fleet, which is probably my most important, one of my most important headquarters on the map, that would be catastrophic. So under no circumstances can Noumea ever fall. So I'm moving everything down there to make sure that it doesn't. We're currently in the process of building up the forts and the airfield. I'm bringing in the rest of my engineers that were at Kumak that expanded that to a size 7 airfield. We're bringing in everybody else because I need all of my remaining engineers down here to finish building up the base. And we'll get that built up and we'll be ready for the invasion if it ever comes. Alright, so that's it for this drama turn. I wish I could say we weren't having so much drama right now, but it always seems to be something, right? But this one definitely is not Lodrik's fault. This is just the way the game works sometimes. So I'm not mad at him. I'm not pointing fingers at him at all. It's just, it is what it is. But now I know to be on guard for this, and I know what to do if it happens again. And thanks for sitting through this long video because I had a lot to say. I do have one more thing I want to share with you too. Okay, so I've been hesitant to do this for a long time, but enough people have asked me that I thought I should probably go ahead and do it. A lot of people have been asking me lately how they can contribute to my channel financially, give me, donations or whatever. And for the longest time I said, no, I don't want it. I don't want to do Patreon. I don't want to do channel memberships because I don't feel like I can give you guys more content than what I already do. But people were really insisting, and a lot of people, so I went ahead and did it. So on my main YouTube page, you'll see over here on the wrong way, sorry, on the main page over on the right hand side, you'll see a donation button. If you want to, you can click on this and it will take you to a PayPal account. That's mine. That's my real name. Can't hide it because YouTube, PayPal doesn't let you use fake names because they have to identify you. But if you would like to contribute to my channel financially, this would probably be the best way to do it. I want to stress something to you guys. Feel no obligation to do so. I'm just happy to have the interaction that I have. I like that you guys are commenting on my videos, coming to my Discord. That's what I really enjoy. But if you really feel like you want to give me extra money, that's the best way to do it. So there it is. I went ahead and put it up there. But again, the videos will continue regardless as if I get 1 penny out of that or not. I don't need that money. I'm just doing it for the fun of it. So anyway, there it is. Thank you so much, everybody who supports my channel just with your views, your comments, and your friendship. That means more to me than anything else. I'll catch you guys in the next one.